welcome to you all. As Ilka says, I'm Caroline Marsh, and I've been a director since we got going, and in particular working to work with Ilka and the Membership and Engagement Committee. And so we are at the point really where you're going to have that chance to speak with each other and share your views on what we can do next and how we can work best together, because we really want to explore how we can connect to make this organisation as vibrant and dynamic as possible. We have created it, it's here for us, but it's also here to develop our leadership across the Commonwealth. And we are hugely diverse, as we can see just from this screen, and we know from other people who couldn't make it today, that breadth of diversity across the Commonwealth and different groups, and it's amazing. But what we have got in common is our experience of participating in a CSC program, and that has been the most valuable, unique experience. And it's been my experience over the years that that's a very strong and powerful connection, however different we are in other ways. And so we do generally want to know what you think about how we can connect better. And we love this phrase, joining the dots and building bridges, because if you imagine it in your mind, if we do that, we really do have a very connected network that we can travel upon and cross boundaries and really work together to develop our global leadership and have impact, not just for us as individuals, but more globally and across the Commonwealth. So what we're going to do to enable this to happen is to break out into small groups. So I think there'll be 5 in each group. And of course you want to chat and say who you are, because you may not know everybody in your group. Do that, but then get into discussing some really key questions. I don't know if they're going to go in the chat, but I suppose what we really want to do, very simple really. What do you think we should be doing? What should we do now? What difference would that make? So it's kind of the so what factor really. And what should we do really in the forthcoming year? Because we really want to start involving you all like from now. It's not all fully planned out. We have a few things lined up, of course, but you have opportunity to influence this and to shape how we go forward. So it's the kind of what in general, what difference would that make? What now? And what can we do?
I'm going to put an instruction into the chat. And I thought, just as a way to make sure that what's all the stuff that you've been talking about that's top of mind, I'm going to ask you to do something. It's a new thing I've discovered. It's called a chatter fall. Okay, so don't say you don't learn something new every time you attend one of these calls. A chatter fall basically means I'm going to give you a statement or a question in the chat. And if you can think for a few minutes how you would complete that, you type your answer into the chat, but don't hit enter. That's the fundamental rule. So you just type it, okay? And then I'll give you a countdown and we will get the chatter fall. All the chat comments will come into the box at the same time. So I don't want to make it too complicated. Everyone got that? I kind of figured we're a pretty smart bunch, so we should be okay. Okay, so the question you need, or the statement you need to complete is, we'd like to ... because ... by contributing ... Okay, so this is the sentence you are completing. We'd like to, whatever you want to do, because this is why it's important, by contributing, and this is the very next step. And it's personal. It doesn't have to be specific to your group. It doesn't have to be what you decided as a group. You personally, we'd like to, I'd like to, because, by contributing. And then I will tell you when to go. Let's give you a minute or 2 or 3 to finish that. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So what's jumping out for you, Caroline?
Thank you. This is a lovely job you gave me of just looking at that, and by osmosis, I'm going to get what the key things are. I mean, so just looking at it on that bit, I can see there's lots about connection. There's lots about working together. I see stuff about social media and there's something about young leaders and working with other alumni on projects and supporting the continued health and relevance of the Commonwealth. That's from Andrew there. And recognizing that globally significant organization, contributing leadership and skills. So I guess it's just, there's so much energy in all of these. It is about connecting, it's about working together, it's about valuing the experience we've got across the Commonwealth. Someone said, stretch across the Commonwealth. We're supposed to be walking on bridges, Lee, but yeah, you're right, it's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? And chapters, and that's something that came up in our group, local chapters, and where that's feasible and possible, let's do it, let's go for that. And someone else recognized the perspective of different leaders, and I think that is so true. We come from different places in our lives, where we are, our experiences, and we can really solve problems better by working together. So there's some wonderful comments in there, but I think you get the general gist. I think we're all fired up and we just want to get going and make those connections. So this is fantastic. We are going to do something with the chat. We're going to save the chat and we will look through it, and I'm hoping we'll produce some kind of report out of it which pulls out some of those key themes that we can share with people. And as Chris said, there will be another session to kind of with directors to work out how we take things forward and keep going. I certainly don't want to lose any of the momentum that we've got from today, and to hang on to that. And I mean, a small thing, you know, we can all do is make sure we're all connected on LinkedIn. You know, having said that, I can't find you on LinkedIn, but let's just find each other and do that and keep connected here today. So there's wonderful thoughts coming now. So I hope that's given you a bit of a flavour, and you can see some of the sounds. So
So I think, thanks, Caroline. You know, I think the range of comments and thoughts on the side are important, but I think for me what's really critical is that there's a huge amount of energy around kind of taking next steps. And I think with the amazing diversity that we've got kind of coming onto the board and the range of people in different contexts, we've got a really, really good foundation, I think, to take some of these ideas and really see what we can do with them. I kind of think that, you know, as a place to end, I'm very aware that there's 1 minute, and you know, I'd like to be respectful of people's diaries and requirements, which is not to say if people want to stay on and have a little bit more chat that they can't do that. Today really is kind of, I almost want to think about it as chapter 2. So, you know, the initial board, the Green Park Declaration, that was all chapter 1. That was getting the basics in place, getting some initial momentum. But this is now really chapter 2, and this is where, you know, we're going to get energy and drive and really build on the solid foundations that we've begun. And I'm really looking forward to the journey ahead with our friendly board members and all of our new board members, but also just to say to every single person that attended, you know, even if you're not officially a board member, there will be lots of committees based on activity. And if you're keen on a committee, we'll be letting you all know. And you'll be able to put your hand up for those committees and come on board and be part of them. So there is space for everyone, and I think that's really important.